peoples to put forward his candidacy. And he comes forward as a consequence of the Easter Sunday bombings. He says he's going to present himself as a strong, decisive leader. Well, today is the first day that he's spoken to the country since these protests began over a month ago. In addition to that, he is not a politician. Gotabaya Rajapaksa is a military man. His experience in governance is probably commanding a platoon in the army. So he is unable to grasp the basic essentials of economics. He's unable to grasp the basic essentials of politics. And so we have no capacity for proper governance.
So it is essentially a crisis. It is essentially a crisis, you're saying, of complete misgovernance. I'll give a final word to you, Mr. Abhyankar. What should India now do? Very quickly.
I think the first thing is that, as Ranil Wickremesinghe has said, that the Rajapaksa have all of them got to go. Because unless that happens, now I do not recommend, as Narasimha Rao did in 1972, 75, when all this happened, when he came on a mission to find peace in Sri Lanka. But what I would say is that if we have the entree, we should try to see how we can calm tensions. But this is going to ipso facto mean a massive aid and assistance to Sri Lanka. There has always, on the other hand, there has always been a Sri Lankan sort of reluctance or negativity, if I may say, to take stuff from us, to take loans and all that.
No, but should we go ahead? Should we be out there helping the people of Sri Lanka with? We've already committed 1.3 billion. Should we be committing more?
Yes, I think we should be committing more, but we have to find the people like Ranil Wickremesinghe and others, not because they are basically because they all are thinking exactly what all of us here on the panel are thinking, that the Rajapaksas have one way or the other to leave. Because if they don't leave, this situation is not going to change. And possibly we have an entree because we are the closest. We have already proven our interest by giving that $1 billion, that we have some kind of an interest, at least a look in, so that we can send an emissary to see whether we can work this something out. But we have to try this. I mean, our foreign minister is extremely well placed to do something like this.
Okay, so essentially, the Rajapaksas have to go lock, stock and barrel, it appears at the moment. Look at what we are saying in the month of May. Could anyone have imagined at the start of the year that the Rajapaksas, the all-powerful family, first family of Sri Lanka, the people are saying, go, for God's sake, go. And in a sense, there's a message for all elected autocracies, don't take the people of any country for granted. To all my guests, as always, thank you very much for joining me. It's a subject that we will keep returning to and track the situation on the ground in Sri Lanka. Let's take a break. When we return, Get Real India. Today, medical students are sending out an SOS to the government of India. They're demanding that the NEET postgraduate exam be delayed 10 days before, for at least 10 days. We'll tell you more on the other side.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com or call 9999892171.
एक टाइम पे एक चीज लोग नोटिस करते हैं, नोटिस कर रहे हैं, अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं, अच्छी बात है, इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Good content is traveling. Last 2.5 years on OTT, we all sat at home, and when you ran out of content that you thought you'd like, you started experimenting with content, and then you realized, oh, there's more stuff that I like, and it's opening up the horizons, it's widening. That's art, dude. It can break mindsets because it's talking about life and it's representing humanity, and we all share that. During COVID, we never realized. We all keep saying, "मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो हूँ, मैं अलग हूँ, वो अलग है." We all breathe the same air, right? What comes out of you goes inside me. What comes out of me goes inside her, and we all share the same air. So we are meant to coexist, right? I think we all have issues in our head, not wanting to accept and acknowledge that we are meant to coexist, and art is meant to, do that and remind us of the fact that we're all the same.
You are watching India Today.
Welcome back. Let me turn to our Get Real India story. With days to go for the NEET postgraduate exams, medical students across the country have now started a campaign on social media for postponing the exams at least by a month. They say they simply haven't been given enough time to prepare for the exams because counseling hasn't even been completed. Students from across the country, including one girl who's broken down tearfully, their videos have gone viral. What exactly is the issue? Take a look.
I found the courage to pick up the books and read them so that I can do better for my nation.
India's COVID warriors, those at the forefront of the pandemic fight, in tears, protesting on the streets once again. If the last 2 years of the pandemic weren't enough, with just 10 days to go for NEET PG exams, anxiety and panic is now leading to nervous breakdowns.
We have to go from college to college and apply for the state counselings, and at the same time we have to prepare for the exams also. So we are in a dilemma whether to go for the counselling or we should study for the exam.
Delay in last year's NEET PG counselling is at the root of this crisis. Students had approached the Supreme Court against the Government of India's decision to arbitrarily increase reservation quota for the OBC in NEET PG. The result, interns and medical aspirants kept waiting for counselling to take place. Now students say that counselling is just about wrapped up and studying for 19 grueling subjects in 10 days is tough.
वक्त कम है क्योंकि उन्होंने फर्स्ट टाइम जब डेट रखी तो 6 मंथ के अंदर ही डेट रखी थी जो मार्च में थी, फिर उन्होंने पोस्टपोन किया 2 मंथ से. अभी मतलब हमें कभी भी ऐसी स्टेबिलिटी नहीं आई. कभी लगा कि हाँ 3 महीने में एग्ज़ाम है, कभी लगा 2 महीने में एग्ज़ाम है, तो हम मेंटली स्टेबल हो ही नहीं पाए और ठीक से कॉन्सेंट्रेट भी कर ही नहीं पाए.
Last year, the exam was held on September 11th. It's now scheduled for May 21st, 2022. The counselling ended on 3rd of May, leaving students with just 12 days to prepare.
We are not into politics.
अच्छा.
We are not aware of all these things. हम पढ़ाई करेंगे, इन चीज़ों पे ध्यान दें.
जो मिड रैंकर्स हैं उनका लॉस हो रहा है, जो इंटर्न्स भी छूट रहे हैं उनका लॉस हो रहा है. अगर 10-20 दिन या 6 to 10 वीक्स का अगर जो ये पोस्टपोनमेंट कर देंगे तो उसमें कवर भी हो जाएंगे, इंटर्न्स भी आ जाएंगे, मिड रैंकर्स का भी मतलब लॉस नहीं होगा. इससे मतलब आई डोंट थिंक कि जो पोस्टपोनमेंट नहीं चाह रहे हैं उनका कोई लॉस होगा इससे. अगर होता है तो लॉस हमारा ही हमारा होगा बस.
Medical Students Association has sent representations to the Health Ministry as well as appealed to the PMO to postpone the examination.
पिछले वर्ष का एडमिशन प्रोसेस है वो ख़त्म नहीं हुआ है, तो एडमिशन प्रोसेस ख़त्म नहीं होने की वजह से इनको कई स्टेट्स में जाना पड़ता है। अभी जो ये लोग कुछ लोग हैं ये कई स्टेट से अपने काउंसलिंग अटेंड करके आए होंगे, बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो आने वाले होंगे, तो इस तरह से इनको एक कम्यूटेशन का भी प्रॉब्लम होता है और अपने कोर्स को रिवाइज करने का भी प्रॉब्लम होता है। अगर कोविड के वजह से डिले हुआ या फिर जो भी एग्जामिनेशन को मैनेज करने की वजह से डिले हुआ, उसका हर्जाना सिर्फ ये एक बैच क्यों भुगते, ये हमारा सीधा सीधा प्रश्न है।
Meanwhile, the All India Medical Students Association has knocked on the Supreme Court's doors once again.
Whether or not the government feels that this time around NEET PG examinations can be postponed will determine what will be the future, especially for mid-rankers who slog day and night to prepare for these very tough examinations and give India the doctors of the future. With Ravi Totawar in New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
And just a disclosure, my son is a doctor, but he's a full-fledged surgeon, so he doesn't have to do the NEET exams or postgraduate NEET exams anymore. But I do know, and parents and students across the country will tell you, the NEET exam in its present form and the way it's being played out has become a nightmare year after year. The government needs to look at ensuring a more transparent system that puts students first. Let me leave you with our image tonight, and it's a saddening one. Al Jazeera journalist Abu Akleh, a well-known Palestinian reporter, was shot dead while covering an Israeli raid in the occupied West Bank town of Jenin. The 51-year-old was wearing a press vest that clearly marked her out as a journalist. Shireen was covering the latest arrest operation launched by the Israeli military amidst Arab attacks. Our thoughts with her, and indeed all journalists who often find themselves in the crossfire. Take care, stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubh Ratri, Jai Hind, Namaskar.